that came at your
What happened to your
campus.
eye?
Dude, you missed it.
Somebody finally got tired of you talking ish. What
Dude,
happened?
you know how LeBron got hit in the eye?
Basketball, bro. Who
Nah,
did it?
please, don't start no story with LeBron and
You
you.
know how LeBron got hit in the eye.
Tony.
I still got haters. Folks said I flop.
Were you on offense or defense? Explain yourself.
The when I got elbowed, I was on defense. He was going for a
Okay.
rebound. On then when I got hit in the face, I was on offense. I was driving, and he was trying to block my shot, and he kept me in the face.
Do you feel like they were basketball plays, or do you feel like there was some foul
I
plays?
felt like he would have been ejected because he got two flagrants, two
Wow.
flagrant ones. One I could show, the other one is hidden. Like you can't see the bruising. So that's the story of the eye, man. Me and LeBron, man, we share.
You and LeBron, huh?
But you ain't get the Visine first because you ain't hit. Because I asked you where you leading score. LeBron went out there after his eyes was, he couldn't see, but he was out here hitting free throws, shooting deep 3-pointers. Like,
I mean, after I got hit, I started scoring, but before I got hit the second time, I wasn't really scoring. I was.
So you had the LeBron thing.
Well,
see what's
I just said me
in
and LeBron have a lot of similarities at this point.
it's not a bad company to be compared against.
Thank you.
I think
That's
LeBron should get poked by Draymond before every game.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. Here we got the guys. It's me, Chris Grizzly, got Playoff Reg, Kev RL, and Deuce in the building. Say what's up to the YouTube and Spotify and all that, all those people, guys.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Hey, what it do?
Cool. And if this is your first time rocking with us, this is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and everything else through the lens of Black culture. If you like what you see, please subscribe, comment, all that stuff, man. If you're hearing us on the pod side, please follow us, share it, and give us a listen on that side as well. We're available on Spotify, as I said, and also on YouTube. So we got the audio and the video. So other than that, man, anything that you guys want to say? Any other announcements? You guys want to? All right.
Now I'm ready to get into it.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's just jump right into these hot topics then. So first things first, the play-ins have came and went. We had a lot of thrilling games, very close games, very exciting games. Great addition to the NBA format of getting into the playoffs. And both the East and the West side both had some things to ride and die for. Man, let's just get into it. First on the East side of things, man, we had the Boston Celtics against the Washington Wizards, where Washington got waxed. They got waxed and rinsed and hung out to dry. And then you had Indiana and Charlotte, where Indiana just blew them out the water as well. We had a couple of blowouts, and then Washington, Indiana in the final game, Washington had some way in their feels. I would just say it like that. That came and just Westbrook their way into the playoffs, if you will. So results, man. The results are in. We had the Boston Celtics in, and we at number 7. Then we also have the Wizards, who are number 8 in the East. Man, how y'all feel about these games?
Where you going first?
Oh man, Reg, man, let's start with you.
Hate to see it. I thought the Hornets was gonna be in there. I was surprised to see them get bounced out by the Pacers, but things happen. We all collectively, it's kind of funny, did not see San Antonio really advancing.
Oh, I didn't go to the West yet.
Oh, I'm just bouncing around.
Yeah, you good?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was just talking about the East, but
yeah. The Wizards, I thought they would be Boston. But, especially, not having Jaylen Brown. But there you go, Tatum with another 50-point game. I don't know if you can just keep putting that kind of weight on one person and expect them to carry out through. But they made it to the playoffs, so we'll see how far they can go. But I definitely didn't expect them to beat the Wizards. I thought they would beat maybe the Pacers or the Hornets. But I thought the Hornets would beat them, so it didn't work out that way. Do you want to let everybody finish the East?
Yeah. I let everyone else have the little piece and they take in on the eastern side of things, and then we'll double back.
Okay.
So, Deuce, man, what's your thoughts on the eastern side of the play-in results?
I think the Stars won, man. The Stars led the way. The Celtics are hurting, kind of like what Red said, man. Without Brown, it hurts. But Tatum, man, when Brown's not there, I'm not saying he needs to be without Brown, but when Brown is not there, Tatum fills that void, man. But like you said, how many times can you put up 50 plus, man? The dude he's a superstar, but I don't know if he's superhuman and can do that for that many times. The Wizards, I like it. I think the play-in was made for a team like this. They were like demolished by COVID and injuries in the beginning. And I mean, what are the playoffs without Westbrook? At least in the first round. We don't get to see him progress through. I would love to see that. I would love to see Westbrook make it to the second. But dude, they got in on the backs of Westbrook, man, and that never say die mentality. So the biggest shock to me was just how bad Indiana lost. I thought that Indiana is a balanced team. I like Brogdon. I like Sabonis. I thought they had a good squad. I didn't expect them to win, but I thought they would make it competitive. I don't know what happened there. I
think it has something to do with some of that frustration of how the officiating went against Boston, and it was just like, yeah, now we mad.
I mean that maybe. I mean, Nate McMillan, can you come back?
Nah, man. And that ain't got no taxes.
That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. All right, Kev, man, what's your take on the play-in results from the East side?
And the blowouts themselves, that was a little bit of a surprise for me. I know Pacers, they weren't really coming in on a good momentum. They were like the the least with respect to moving forward from my expectation. I expected Boston and Washington. I didn't know that I had Beal, so I was a little doubtful for them. But with Beal, they did what they needed to do. I expected them to push forward. So it's a good look. I agree with Deuce. I think the Stars won. I think Charlotte still got some work to do. They got a lot of young players. And Indiana, they had some pieces missing. They had some flow missing coming into the playoffs. That win they got against Charlotte, I wouldn't say they were lucky, but it's just unexpected. And I was like, okay, you got forward. Let's see what happened now. That blowout against Wizards, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect any of the blowouts. I thought these teams at the bottom rank would have been competitive. But all in all, it was entertaining to watch. At least the Boston match and the Washington games, they were a little shady on both sides. When they lost, they got blown up. When they won, they blew the other team out.
Yeah.
So those games weren't really entertaining. But other than that, it was still a good play from the East.
Okay.
I thought it was just a little disappointing because Terry Rozier was playing so good this season. I would like to see him in the playoffs.
Oh man, he was balling, man.
Perhaps.
Hey, if they could have got Gordon back, I mean, don't rush back from an injury, but it's a lot of questions about him not wanting to come back. So who knows?
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, man. Are y'all happy with the results? We got Boston in, and we got Wizards, and we got Charlotte, who's, I know that's one of those Reds. There was this Cinderella team right there, the Charlotte Hornets, and Pacers. Obviously, like, they still have Sabonis, who you want to see in the postseason. Like, are y'all happy with the results? Like the way that things fell?
So you say you're happy with the results, or happy with the play-in period? With
the results of who made it in.
I would say I would have preferred to see the Hornets team in over Boston. Like, Boston is dynamic, is a great team, but I just feel like with Jaylen Brown, they just don't run out of steam. And like, I know we said, like Kurt said, oh yeah, he put on put it on his shoulder when Jaylen out, but like, there's been games where they're both in and they both had 40-point nights.
Yeah.
So like, that would have been a great 1-2 punch. I feel like it would have been like seeing the Warriors advance without Clay. Like, yeah, we're rooting for him, but we just, in the back of our mind, we're like, we don't expect it to happen. And that's how I see the Celtics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyone else?
I'm with that. I think I would have liked to see Charlotte with Hayward, because when they had Hayward in there, man, dishing, being that secondary facilitator, Rozier going off, man, and Lil Ball doing what he could do, man. I like that team. They're fun. They're exciting. So as stands without Hayward, I'm good with how it shake out, because Tatum's going to give you something every game. Will it be enough to get a W? Who knows? But you know he's gonna give you something. On the Charlotte side, I don't know. Ball will have some flashes. He'll have some ESPN highlights, but as far as carrying the team to make it a competitive game, I don't know. That's a big question mark for me.
Okay. That team, they just had so many other pieces. Yeah, Graham doing his thing. You got Terry Rozier. Yeah, and LaMelo comes and does some flashy stuff here and there. But he's done triple doubles through the season. So I feel like they're a more complete team. That's why I would have preferred them.
Mm-hmm. They definitely are more complete. I give you that. That's for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Boston, they made it fine. Like, would I not want to see Tatum? Absolutely not. I want him in the playoffs. I want Jaylen Brown in the playoffs. I want Kemba Walker to figure out, I want to see what he is, like, as a person in those high pressure situations. I'm happy that Westbrook made it in. I'm happy that Bill made it in. They missed a triple double and the number 2. Behind Curry and leading score, like it was actually went down to the last game in the regular season. So
well deserved.
They throwing up points. Even though they got a lacking coach, like they dragging him to the playoffs. So Indiana, man, they're missing some pieces. Obviously the coach, as well. And and Charlotte, man, they're young. I think they need to figure it out a little bit more, mature, figure out what the pecking order is going to be. You can't have 2 point guards. I mean, I guess you can, but it's a unique situation. So just need to figure out how they want to proceed with LaMelo on the roster and stuff. Because Rozier ain't gonna want to give up the starting spot.
I don't think he should, because he's balling too. It's hard. It's hard to call it.
Yeah.
And Charlotte paying him that starter's money.
Yeah, see that too. But the thing is that we've seen with other teams where point guards specifically, and it's not all the time, but specifically guard positions. You had to move one out, for Owen to flourish. So some people can work together. Some people like Jerry Stackhouse. I remember Jerry Stackhouse and Iverson was on the same team. They moved Stackhouse out.
I'm surprised you said that one. I thought you were gonna go with Memphis when it was Conley.
Oh yeah, that too. That's a classic one. Lowry and Conley. They didn't know who they wanted to start. They would start one game and start another game. But once they got separated, they both flourished. So
that's true.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. And okay, then let's move on to the West Side, man. We had the original matchup, man, with 9-10 Memphis Grizzlies and the Spurs. That was light work for the Memphis Grizzlies, as well as the Warriors versus the Lakers, which was an interesting, entertaining game where LeBron hit a dagger from afar.
You talking about the Oscar performance?
It looked no, the dagger, the 3-pointer, the one.
Oh,
Steph Curry down here. He shot it. It looked reminiscent of the finals. He said he's been there before. I think Curry said he's been there before.
I think Kurt was referring to the dagger LeBron claims he got stuck in his eye.
Okay. But yeah, great game, man. Came down to the wire for the Golden State Warriors. They got edged out by the Lakers in the last minute, last second shot and stuff, and then they had to face off against the Grizzlies, who were already mad from the previous meeting that they had where they got waxed. So that one came down to a pretty classic overtime game, single possession game. John Morant dropped, hit the.
I love Draymond, but bruh, why was the ball in his hand at the end of regulation? I'll let you finish. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Curry wasn't on the floor. Who else?
Curry, give it to him.
So he's the smartest guy on the court, according to some people. And then John Morant dropped 35 points, led the Grizzlies in overtime to go ahead and seal the number 8 position, knocking out the Warriors. So thoughts, man, on the western side of things, man, between the Lakers, Warriors, the Grizzlies, Warriors, and even the Grizzlies Spurs, if you guys watched that.
I did watch that, and you mentioned that was an easy eat. That wasn't an easy eat. The Memphis won the first quarter, and after that, Spurs won the second, they tied the third, and Spurs won the fourth.
Yeah, they did.
And the game ended, 196. So it wasn't an easy eat. I like the fact. I like the West play-ins much better than.
Oh
the East
yeah.
play-ins. It was
way more competitive.
Highly more competitive. Yeah, just way more competitive. Overall, it was just more exciting to watch. Mm-hmm. Everything kind of came down to the wire. even though Memphis did take off that big lead in the beginning against Spurs, you kind of thought it was an easy win, but Spurs made it something to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't walk away completely from that game.
Yeah.
So all in all, I like the West. But let's get into the specifics though. Warriors, Lakers.
Where you heading first?
I want to give one shout out to the Spurs, man. They tried. DeRozan just went cold. He was oddly cold.
Well, he was being guarded by Dylan. Dylan was shut down.
Dylan is a beast. You right. Hey, shout out to Dylan Brooks.
For sure.
So,
Yeah.
but no, man, Kev, let's start with you, man. What's your thoughts on the? You kind of started on that. Let me go ahead and let you finish it.
Lakers, Warriors. I expected Warriors to take that game. I figured Lakers would have come in a bit shaky, a little bit, trying to get their foot in, and which was the case in the beginning. Warriors came out dominating. I think they were up every quarter, really, pretty much. They pretty much dominated the game. Had a 13-point lead at one point coming into the half, and then LeBron happened at the very last moment. What can you say, man? What can you say? The dude was determined not to play 2 games. I think we talked about that too. We were like,
he doesn't want to play 2 games.
Yeah, he won't want to do that. So whatever he needs to do, he will do to make sure that they get out of it.
Yeah.
And he stepped up and he did it. This was the first game I caught myself heart and soul back in the Warriors against LeBron James. I was like, I couldn't even believe what was happening right now. But I was like, I didn't want him to see go 2 games. I didn't think Warriors had it in them to get these 2 to go for a second game. I think they put a lot of energy out against Lakers, and I think it was tough for them to pull out that win against Memphis, and it ended the way it ended. Even with the way it ended, they still could have pulled that one out.
It was hella close, yeah.
It was very close.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm a little disappointed. I know we talked about Warriors going in there and not being able to hold their own throughout a full series. While I still think that's true, I would have liked to see how far Curry could have gone with the momentum he had going. And if it's just that one shot, I know we talked about it. Referees, all kind of different things that cause the game to go left and right. But to me, it's just that one shot that Draymond just said.
Oh yeah, that was
I'm gonna get fancy. I'm gonna do. I don't know what he was doing. That float up.
I think like the commentator said, he was looking to pass first. It didn't look like his intention going in was to score. It just didn't look like it. It looked sloppy.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Remember what Kev was saying, man. One shout out to Memphis. I think I had high hopes for the Warriors to beat the Lakers. When it was against Memphis, I was thinking about Ja going back to last season. The play-in, he lost to New Orleans, right?
No, lost to Portland.
Portland. Yeah, he lost to Portland. I'm thinking that whole team did not want a repeat of that. Like, Ja doesn't want that in his record. 2 times you had an opportunity to bring your team into the playoffs, and 2 times you, even though rookie year, second year, it shouldn't be that way, but you know how they're gonna write it up, right?
Yeah.
So he did what he had to do. That boy balled out in OT. The Warriors, man, the Lakers. Why are we not talking about LeBron and that Emmy deserving performance he did when Draymond grazed his eyelash, bro. Grazed his eyelash.
Wow. Where's the cease and desist?
True defensive play.
The lies being told.
His hands were up, man. Yo, I heard people texting me talking about that's a flagrant. No, it's a tech. Nah, man. No. Defensive play.
Be
right?
kicked out the NBA.
Kick him out. Send him back to Michigan, right? So that happened. Then what does LeBron do? Because LeBron's a cerebral player. He's smart, man. He knows the Warriors have momentum right then. Steph was heating up. He said, I'm going to sit on this floor. I'm going to cry. I'm going to roll around in the paint. Right? I ain't talking about getting buckets. I'm going to literally roll around in the paint, trying to slow this gravy train up so we can calm it down. Because LeBron likes that slow bully ball, man. That's his go. He had to slow it down, man. So he did that. He cried. The best performance ever. He was like, listen, he could have gave DiCaprio a run for his money, right? Then you go to the bench, they put some magic dust, some magic powder, magic liquid in his eye. I can't see. And the bust that free and Curry face, man.
When they said I'm seeing threes, I just shot the middle one.
Hold on, you skipping steps. Immediately after claiming blindness, knocked down 2 free throws.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Skipping steps.
So, for me, man, the culprit to me for the Warriors losing, man, I'm putting this right on Kerr's feet, man, because Curry is at his most lethal off the ball. So when they got crunch time after LeBron did his thing, right? There was still time for the Warriors to do it. There was a couple of possessions, right?
Sloppy turnovers.
But after that, the turnovers, yeah, but they put the whole game, Steph didn't really bring the ball up the court. If he brought it out, he got rid of it quick, reposition, bam. But those last two possessions, they let Curry bring it up the court to try to create something. Of course, what you're going to do? Lakers are huge. They brought two giants out there to smother him. And for whatever reason, nobody else was coming to get the ball. I don't know what Draymond was doing. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Poole was hot for a minute. Maybe it got too tense for him. But Curry to me, man, I think they should have maybe let Draymond bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody else outside of Curry. Or let him bring it up, dish it, reposition and shoot. I don't know why they ain't do that, man.
I could tell you
Curry
why.
should do a shot.
I can tell you why. It was coming on to the end. Time was limited. And there's been moments where it's been a struggle to get the ball to Curry. So I think it might have been just easier for him to just sometimes just take the ball and see if he can make something happen. Because Brooks and those other guys, sometimes they were denying him pretty good. So I think maybe, just maybe, those couple plays that were like, try to do something. Let's not get caught up not being able to get you the ball.
I think to your answer, Kev, LeBron's a beast. He can check Curry when Curry has the ball. But if Curry gives that thing up and he's running around, picks.
Can't stop him, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And who they had Caruso, I believe, on them. I believe.
1 second, yeah.
Yeah, I think they had someone who was just going to run with them, and I think that would help.
And just agitate, and he got a couple of balls poked loose, and I think KCP got a ball poked loose, and they just that him bringing the ball up, and that's what I was referring to, them silly turnovers off of that. So. Like to Deuce's point, if they would have let somebody else bring the ball up who's not getting double team full court press and then finding Curry, maybe we would have seen a different story.
Yeah. Or Andrew Wiggins, you could have just made him,
I don't think I've ever seen him bring the ball up. I don't know about Wiggins.
I don't know, man.
I don't know Andrew Wiggins.
You know who could have Poole shook somebody's jaws off for a layup, bro. Poole, I like Kev, you right.
I do like Poole. Man. I do like Poole.
Yeah. He got something.
He hungry. I can tell you that much.
Yep.
Playoff.
He would have popped off too in the playoffs. I think if he had his opportunity with the momentum going in.
And he did in that Lakers game. He did in that Lakers game. I'll do my part then. For the West Coast, I think, like I said, we all collectively was not looking for San Antonio to advance. Like, no shots to them, but I feel like it's DeRozan and a lot of people who do really well, but I don't think they had the completeness to advance into the playoffs. And we saw that it really didn't materialize. Grizzlies, shout outs to them. Golden State Lakers game. Golden State got robbed. I'm just playing. LeBron hit a big shot, and they took a big gamble. They had a minute restriction in place that they were looking at. I think LeBron did the math, or the team did the math, and was just like, yeah, we know we're gonna exceed it, but I think we can take this one and avoid a game, which is even better for him, and it paid off.
Yep.
So good calculation, I guess, at the end of the day. Calls here and there, but at the end of the day, LeBron made a big play. There was some big steals, turnovers, whatever you want to call it. Defense really just got into their game plan, and they just made
He said calls. I think the rest did a good job of not calling anything down the stretch.
But LeBron made the big shot. At the end of the day, you can talk about
the got to score. So you got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, LeBron
still turned the ball over 21 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Warriors have a big turnover problem.
Yes, man.
There was a lot of times
they've always had
Curry
that.
just sending the ball into the out.
What is it going to improve? Like, to Chris's point, where's the improvement? Like, come on, how are you guys going to be like turnover prone? This is even when they were winning games, they were still having problems to turn over the ball. So it's like, come on, man.
If you want Curry at his best, you got to take the turnovers.
You got to take.
I guess
you want LeBron at his best, you got to take the faking.
Wow, this guy.
That don't go together.
Whoa,
wow. Hot take.
You should say the championships. You got to take the championships. That's what you meant to say, right? He has 5 of them.
Grizzlies, Golden State.
You mean going to the championship game? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely. You got to take the finals present.
For real. But Grizzlies, Golden State, great game. I would have thought, even despite the foul trouble, as far down as they were, they would have put Curry in, but they had different plans. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they're just already hey, next season. I don't know what it was, but great game by the Grizzlies. Ja Morant just looked unstoppable at the end, closing it out. You had a lot of other players step up and making big plays, 3-pointers that from people you weren't expecting. They weren't the first, the second, or the third option. And this is with Valanciunas and what's the other, Jaren Jackson. The foul trouble is not playing as much as they would like to. So
it was a big disguise, man.
Yeah, exactly. It worked out for them. Big win for the Grizzlies. And you can't. What else can you say? The Warriors are out.
Hey, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah,
baller.
Bro, y'all gotta find the picture of Dylan Brooks in the post game. The dude
Dude,
was
I thought he was hot.
He had the shades on with the Prince curl. I was like, this dude,
Yo,
looking like a
Does he do that all the
superstar.
time? Is that his swag? Does he do that all the time?
No, that's why it was hilarious.
Because they said something about that. They were like,
They said it before he did it. They already said that he was gonna do
said
that.
it before he did it. That
okay.
he's gonna be out there with the shades. I'm like, why y'all saying that? Like, is that the dude flex? Like, did he just?
Bro, he never did that. That's why it was hilarious. And with his curly hair, man, it just added some flair to it. It was crazy.
I loved it.
But
those boys nice. I'm excited for them.
Yeah, man. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I didn't see the Spurs. I think I mentioned that before. Like, I did not have an issue with the Spurs, only because like they lost LaMarcus Aldridge, and they already were playing mediocre with him. So it wasn't going to get any better unless someone that they just picked up out of like Lithuania that no one saw coming.
Another Lithuania baller.
Yeah, like that was the only way that was going to happen. Nothing against DeMar DeRozan, nothing against Pop. Actually, I think that should be a credit to Pop, to still be able to have them, ready to play every game. And DeMar ready to play every game. Dylan Brooks shut down DeMar like he was cold the whole game. Even when he wasn't on him, the dude just was not able to get in rhythm. So I think that says a lot. The Warriors-Lakers game, I didn't even think they were going to even be in the play-in, the Lakers, but I knew that they were going to, if they had to play the Warriors, the best players on the court are going to find a way to pull it out. LeBron was cold. Both him and AD were cold in the first half. Like, they were missing chippies, they were missing layups, open jumpers, and I was like, okay, well, second half, we'll see what happens. He ends up with like a triple double, 22 points, I believe, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, something like that. And he was passing the ball. LeBron, he was killing with the dimes, with the backdoor passes and the
some
drops.
leading passes. Finding good people on cuts. Like, it was good. It was really good passing from him that game.
So it was a back and forth. Warriors actually had the momentum. Maybe the foul was the catalyst for where things started to change. But they were already closing the gap before that. Lakers were already closing the gap. So
Well, LeBron started putting his head down and getting to the
he just stopped. He stopped doing all that pity patting and being tepid and just started playing.
Couldn't have scored though, man.
Yeah,
baskets. Do something. Don't hit the lead.
True.
And even then, it still required a lucky shot. It was a lucky shot. It was a good shot.
It wasn't a lucky shot, man. The man practiced on his game.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't.
It was a big. It was a big shot. I ain't gonna say lucky.
What I mean by lucky is that wasn't part of the game plan. He was against the shot clock. So so it wasn't like I was walking into this. It was like, the ball's in my hand. I can't do anything but shoot the ball.
He did step into it. He did step
but he
into
does
it.
this.
No, I
It was
understand.
a switch. It was a switch though, right? Because there's no way on earth.
It was a
is
switch.
automatically check
It was a
LeBron.
switch, and he passed it down to not Caruso. I think it was KCP. And KCP was trapped, and so he threw it back out. And I was just like, I'm like this, like, what are you doing? You
What are
passed
you
it
gonna
out
do?
to LeBron. LeBron's like, why you pass the ball to me? He just, I mean, he shot it. He
just
had
shot
nothing else to
Hey,
do.
KCP said, I saw the tape about JR. I know the pass.
Ron can't get mad at you if you put it in his hand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's on you now. It's on you.
Yeah.
JR schooled me last year.
But even then, I think I still wouldn't call it lucky, but I feel like the odds were in their favor, even if it was Curry guarding him. Like, that was a buzzer beater, deep three.
Yeah.
He been complaining about his eye vision, apparently, allegedly.
I mean, he was hurt. He was injured.
He did this right after the shot.
Exactly. So no one wants to see that part where you like, man, I still can't see.
That was boo-boo. Like, I don't want to hear that nonsense. Make the shot run up the court, man. Like, why you gotta tell me about your eyes? Like, that's when he was going like he was going a little too much for me, man. I was like, LeBron, chill out, man.
Wow.
Talking about I was seeing threes out there.
Even seeing all that, I wouldn't call it lucky. I feel like
no, it wasn't lucky. It wasn't lucky. It's just he put a lot of sauce on it. Like we all know he's great, but he's like, man, how can I make this even more great? You know what?
Yeah,
we've seen him hit clutch threes all season. So
especially, I'm about to say later on, later half of his career, man, he's a good 3-point shooter, but when it comes to game-winning shots, he just becomes epic.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I think he had more game-winning shots than Jordan at this point, or like go-ahead shots.
Probably.
But so yeah, man. And then the Warriors Grizzlies, again, another epic battle. Two people trying to fight to get in, showing that they deserve it. Grizzlies got up as much as 17 points. It got down to like being tied. I think Warriors was up at one point. It was a good ebb and flow in the game. Everyone was selling out. In fact, I thought the game was over with like 3 minutes left, and it was like 7 points. And
Grizz were up, right?
Yeah, Grizz were up. And
I thought it was done too.
Yeah, and Curry hit like 2 threes, and like it was just like this. Like they were doing everything they can to stay in the picture. Win overtime. Ja Morant finally just stepped up and closed it out for a lot of people and stuff. So big props to them. Big props to Ja. Big props to Dylan. They deserve to do the post game together. You know what I'm saying? As a duo, looking like Milli Vanilli. Unfortunately, man, the Warriors, they on the outside looking in. But I mean, I think that's a good epic run. I hate to see Curry season end, considering like he was doing so well this season.
Imagine if he had Clay, man.
So
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Exactly. It's gonna be great next time. That's the thing. Next year is.
We don't know. I don't want to put any angst on it. I don't put any angst on it.
You sound superstitious.
No extra. I'm just saying.
We've been waiting for so long. We've been hoping. I feel you on that. Like I'm just waiting.
So who you guys are y'all guys happy with the results? Warriors out.
Not what I wanted, but I'm fine with it. I didn't expect the Warriors to advance too deep, so like I'm fine either way.
I expect them to be in there, but I'm okay with it. It went the way it went down was it wasn't foreign. Like they knew they have turnover problems. Then it went back-to-back games, 21 turnovers, 20 turnovers. So it was like the way y'all lost is like, that's the way y'all typically lose.
Yeah.
So,
and I felt like both games, like you can't be mad. Like you can't be mad at the effort the Lakers put in if they would have lost to the Warriors, and you can't be mad like if the Grizzlies would have been out. If I was a Grizzlies fan, I would have been like, damn, I really like the effort.
Yeah.
And as a Warriors, as somebody that likes the Warriors, even if that's not my team, like I really enjoyed that game, and I was rooting for both of them at the end of the day.
The way I look at it is like, without Curry in, we're gonna miss some made for TV moments. But I think the better overall team won, which is the Grizz. So we'll get probably a better playoff series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that. 100%.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we put a pin in that, man. Shout out to all the people who made it, man, and good luck to the people next season who did not make it, man. Again, especially Curry being, had an epic season considering the situation. So, you hate to see it, but there's always next year.
Opening back up the bandwagon, guys. It's back open.
It's back open. Oh, the bandwagon's back
open for the off season.
When did you close it again? I forget. When did you close it?
I closed it like 10 games prior. Yeah, 10 games before the end, something like that.
Blackout dates.
Yeah, those are blackout dates. Back open again. Off season, preseason. Y'all welcome aboard.
Okay, all right. No problem. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the Bay Area who love to jump on the bandwagon. So, all right, there. So now we got the playoffs. They are officially set. We have the on the Western Conference. We had the number 1 versus the number 8. The Jazz versus the Grizzlies. We have the Clippers versus the I'm gonna call them the Cowboys. The Dallas Mavericks. I got the Denver versus Portland, and we also have Phoenix versus LA on the west side. And then on the east side, you have Washington and Philly. You got New York versus Boston. You have Milwaukee versus the Heat, which is going to be a classic series. And then you have the Cinderella team, the Knicks versus the Hawks. So what team do you guys think has the most pressure? Y'all may have one team overall. Y'all can have one from each conference. What team do y'all think is gonna, has a lot to prove or a lot to, on the line with respect to like their branding, namehood, namesake, legacy, all those things?
Oh, you had a lot of sauce in that one. I'm gonna just say going out to the first round. I'm looking at it again. I think Lakers is feeling the pressure in the first round up against Suns. I think that's gonna be something for them to overcome. I don't know who else is gonna get in that much trouble other than Clippers, but Suns, that was a tough one.
Clarifying question: are you talking about people in the first round for their overall playoff success, or just their first round success?
I would say overall success. Overall success.
Oh, okay, that's a way different question. You don't still keep the same answer, Kev?
I mean, I was thinking more of the first round. Who gets the most first round pressure right now? But going through the whole playoffs, I actually think they still got a little bit of pressure on them. They're the champs. One, everyone's coming for them. They dropped to where they wasn't supposed to be, and I think they need to. I think they don't want to be where they're at right now, and they need to step it up. So I think they're feeling the pressure themselves. I think they're actually going into every game like, yo, we got to do better. Whereas everybody else, Portland, they've come in, lost. I don't know who's expecting much of them. Denver, I think people are expecting much of Denver because they...
Yeah, Kev's this blunt analysis kills me sometimes.
My bad. I just don't know who's expecting much of them. But Denver, people have been looking at Denver like, what y'all gonna do? Murray and Jokic have made it there a couple times. They were the comeback kids last year, down 3-1 like every time, and everyone came back. Every time came back. So they're on the watch out. Yeah, they're on the watch out. But I don't know if they have the pressure. Like who's feeling the pressure in the East? Brooklyn, because they have the three-headed monster. Y'all better be winning. And then I feel like that same way for the West. Like Lakers is the champs, everyone's got a gun for them.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. Deuce, you got some.
So I know Kev kind of touched the team that I'm thinking about for the West, and to his point, I think the narrative would be louder if the Lakers lost, but I think LeBron can blame it on injuries. Yeah. I think there's an out for the Lakers, right? The Clippers, man.
Would
remember
you accept
this is
nah, ain't no out. I disagree.
Would you accept it? Because I was gonna say I wouldn't accept any out.
But I think that's what we pushed out there, and I think it would temper it a little bit.
Would you accept it, Grizzly?
That's unacceptable because they're healthy now. It's unacceptable.
Would I accept it? I would understand it. I would
accept it.
I would not. I would not accept it. Hey, yo, y'all know me. I'll say if you in, you healthy. That's what I always
You're on
say.
the court. Yep.
That's what I always say. So I can't say all the rust and all that. No, that's fine. That's fine. Figure it out. Supposed to be a champion. Figure it out.
Yeah,
because I don't think those same people would accept it for the Brooklyn Nets, and they didn't have all the time to gel together for the same reason. So
yeah.
And so I think I get to the Nets when I get to the East.
But the
I think that narrative would be pushed out, saying injuries and whatnot with the Lakers, and then if they lost, they're still coming back, right? The Celtics won't exist anymore if they lose, man. Both PG and Kawhi. I think this is the last
Clippers,
year.
You mean the Clippers?
Who I said?
You said the Celtics,
but when you started talking about players, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Clippers. The Clippers won't exist anymore, man. They're gonna lose two of their biggest stars. I don't know what Pat Bev's deal is, but he's not the same Pat Bev I saw years back, right? He doesn't have that same impact, doesn't seem. The Clippers are done. They gave up the entire future and leveraging on these 2 years, last year and this year. And now already seeing stories talking about Kawhi's looking at other teams already. I don't think it's true, but now that the news is already out there, who knows what can happen, man.
That messes with the chemistry.
So I think they have the most pressure. Like they have to make it to the championship. I think every other team on this roster, if they lose, they could come back with their core. The Clippers, I don't think they will. So I
good
think
point.
they have the most to lose. As far as the East, I said the Celtics. I was thinking about it because they had so much drama surrounding them this season. I mean, who's the Kardashian they picked up?
Tristan
Thompson. You know, he had some stuff going on.
what other Kardashian is?
I like how you guys knew that though.
I was like, what?
But I think it's been a question about the Celtics as they got two like bona fide stars, man. And then Smart is a game changer. And Kemba, his knees held him back. Big heart. They had the pieces and they had Gordon and stuff just
struggled all
happening.
season. They still struggled all season.
They still struggle, man. So
All season was a struggle.
I think for that side of the equation, I think it's them. Because I think if the Nets lose, they can go off the historical data that mega teams never win their first year. All right, cool. I think Miami, they've been battered this season. If they lose, I don't think too many people will be like, oh man, blow them up. The Celtics, though, man, the heads are going to roll because Steven's job was already on the line. Marcus Smart, him and Ainge used to be tight, but when he found out Ainge had him on the trade block without talking to him, that kind of soured him, and I think that changed the heart and the momentum of the team a little bit. So for me, the Celtics and the Clippers, man, the 2 C's.
So that's pressure for the team and for the coach. It's something you're talking about there.
I know. I mean, I didn't expect to hear the Boston come up as a
me
team, but that's cool. I see where you're coming from though. Like that makes
Boston
sense.
had all the
very
players.
good points. Yeah. If they had all the players, I would have. But I mean,
sure.
still, regardless, what he said, he
Yeah,
ain't lying.
I mean, you made a good point because Brad Stevens. We talked about Brad Stevens possibly not being the one to take him over the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's a good point.
Yeah. So, all right, Reg, what you got?
Since y'all touched on some of them, I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna say it's all in LA for me. I feel like all the pressure is right there in the city of LA.
Who's that?
Los Angeles,
Clippers?
both of them.
That's
Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody wants to see the repeat. We all believe in LeBron. You'd be crazy to sell on LeBron. You always buy. You dollar cost average on LeBron. You just keep buying.
Cost average.
LeBron's playing great. You know what? Well, he's not playing great, but like
He's still playing.
he's back.
He's
back.
still impactful.
He's playing minutes. He's healthy. He has the physicality. AD's back. Neither of them are playing great, but like the fact that they're able to stay on the court is more of what I was touching. So it's not the greatest productivity that we've seen from them, but they're both healthy and on the court. They also got Schroeder back. Schroeder doing Schroeder things. So I mean, there's a lot of pressure there. They just barely made it. They went to the play-ins. They battled out of the play-ins. Big win over the Warriors. Skin of their teeth. It's crazy. So we got to see what they can do. It's a lot of pressure. If they don't make it, there's going to be a lot of, there's going to be a lot of questions to be answered. Ron saying I'll never be 100%. He's looking like he can get back to it physically. I don't know if he was referring to something else, but it's high pressure coming from the 7th seed. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be a big battle. I don't think they'll ever really have home court advantage, right?
No, unless they go against the Grizzlies in the Western Conference Finals. That's about it. Everything's all
Yep.
So it is going to be a tough battle, and for the Clippers, like that pressure, like y'all can't flop back to back. It was supposed to be Battle of LA last season. We didn't see them. They didn't make it.
We didn't even get it. I
They
bought my
didn't even get
tickets.
there.
I didn't get my money back.
It's not like they lost the battle. They couldn't even show up.
Bro, they had a fat tire, man.
Exactly. So
They had no tires.
Wow.
You're right.
Yeah.
That
If
last
they
year
don't
looked like
make it, the reasons y'all talked about, the players that will leave, like it's a lot. And another thing is last season, I don't remember if it was more than one player, but at least PG tried to put it on Doc.
Yeah.
So now Doc's not there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to answer the call. You got to prove. You got to show and prove. So
The
I feel
equipment
like-
manager, man. I heard the equipment manager wasn't giving him time.
I will say
Wow.
Things out there.
I'll say a slight nod. Portland got some pressure because it'll be like a couple years where they haven't advanced too far or made it to the promised land.
You
But
think so? I think that's like I hate to say it, kind of like what Kev said though. It's like the norm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why it's kind of pressure. Like,
It's kind of pressure.
You gotta break the norm.
Yeah,
Break that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving over to the East, y'all talked about a different one. I'll say Brooklyn got the most pressure just because you put all this talent. Now everybody's like, if you don't make it, they're gonna be like, oh, y'all suck. Y'all had all the time, you didn't make it. So that's just the pressure. This is the same pressure the Warriors had when KD went over there.
Yep.
Better, you gotta do it. It's yours.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yep.
Another team that y'all ain't mentioned, I'll say from the East, is I feel like Philly got pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Thought about
surprised we didn't even reference the famous rant that we got from our boy Deuce when we was talking about getting rid of one or the other, and he's like,
blow the whole
team.
team up.
So I feel like Philly got a lot of pressure. Yeah, number one again, or very highly seeded again.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't see it from you, we gonna start really asking that question. We already asked the question: do they need both? Should they do something? We're really gonna be asking the question if Tobias Harris is having the season he has now, and y'all still can't get it done.
Yeah, that's true.
What else?
I hear you.
So shout out to Seth Curry, man. This dude played for Portland when they made a deep run. Then he went to the Mavericks the next year. They made a good run, and now he's with Philly, man. Like, this dude know how to pick teams.
Oh, okay.
Is he picking up?
So he's saying he's better than Blake Griffin at picking teams?
I don't know if
Definitely.
he's picking his teams. I've heard Doc talking about, where he should go, where he should be. So I don't know if he's the one picking his teams.
Maybe got some good insight, some
Something's happening.
mentors out there.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna ride with Reg, man. Look, this is really simple. Lakers, look. Actually, Lakers, you have a slight pass only because of injuries and all that stuff. They're not fully healthy. However, you're in the playoffs. Y'all on the court, figure it out. Like, dust the rust off. Like, I don't like that whole narrative of that LeBron is trying to push of like, oh, we not 100% or we gotta get acclimated and all this stuff. Nah, dude, y'all did the whole training camp. Y'all know each other's in and out, bro. Y'all just finished the championship like 6 months ago. Ain't much change except for Montrezl Harrell. So yeah, I don't know, man. Lakers, I think they have the pressure, but I think who has the most pressure is probably gonna be the Clippers because of what y'all said. I'm not gonna repeat it, but let's just say this: y'all strong on the organization to do certain things. Y'all did the whole load management thing. Y'all had the whole dark place in the dark tunnel thing. Yep. Y'all had all these things.
We don't like Harrell. Get rid of him. We don't like Lou either. Get rid of him.
Yeah. So everything. There's nothing to complain about. Ain't no load management to worry about. Y'all ain't load managed like that. Y'all ain't ain't no dark places to be had no more. Ain't no bubble. Like, you get to go home to your family, like all that stuff. So now just play. So there's no reason for you to not play. Except Doc Rivers is not there no more, but I threw him under the bus. So like it was everything but them. And now there's if they get knocked out, especially in the first round, if they get knocked out in the first round.
That's it.
It's a decimation. Like,
with that level of talent, that's it.
Yeah. They traded y'all for some Takis.
And I'll just call it a spade a spade. Dallas has and it still is playing up because Porzingis is still not what he once was. Like, Tim Hardaway is making huge plays right now, but it is very much like Luka.
Yeah, and looking at like how they perform so far, they don't really look like they're gonna be too good.
Looking lackluster.
Yeah, so hopefully they get it together, but I don't think I think Clippers have the most pressure. On the East side, I do think it's I think it's the Nets. Because and again, it's all the non-basketball stuff. The trade demand to get over there with Harden. Everyone's like drama just consolidated in one spot. Kyrie in and out. Like Kevin Durant, he was injured, fine, he's injured and all that stuff.
He had off the court drama.
Yeah, then he has off the court drama.
Yeah.
Then Blake
and then
Griffin.
Harden injury. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's all this stuff, man. Everybody want to be a coach. No one.
We all coaches.
It's just like, okay, can we just? I think they also said like they also got MVP or something. It was some. there's a lot of stuff going on over there.
I ain't hear that one, but that sounds
None.
crazy.
I think I heard it, man.
We
But,
all MVP. Right.
like, can y'all just
Hey,
play
that's a mindset, man. We all the most valuable player.
Hey,
Because
that's a
without you,
right.
there's no me,
The
bro.
mindset is fine, but like you don't bring that out of the locker room. Y'all just keep that in the locker room.
Keep that in the locker room. Yeah.
I don't know,
Might
man.
as well.
If I was like one of the auxiliary players, man, like I would be like, I am MVP for my 15 minutes on the court every night.
Yes, you
I
are.
was
You
dope
is
that Kyrie
special.
said that.
You are, yo. What they say in theater in the plays? They're like, there's no small parts, man. Like
Yeah.
every part matters. So yeah.
And having your players feel empowered, man, that's a 180 for Kyrie. So if he said that, then kudos to him because he wasn't new that in Boston.
Hey, we haven't heard him ask for more pieces either. So
I mean, that's his last year. So it's just always. I'm just saying, it's a bunch of stuff going on that has nothing to do with basketball, and they've only been on a basketball court like maybe 10 times together or less throughout this whole season. Everyone like full roster, like that to me is similar to the LA last year, the Clippers last year, whereas it's like all this talk about, oh, we the new LA team in town, and we're gonna take over the crowd and do all this. And LeBron,
Wasn't there commercials?
And then they couldn't make it. They couldn't make it to the party. They didn't have bus change to get to the party, bro. So
They got stopped by security at the front
catch a
door.
ride.
yeah. So
I didn't know they did commercials though.
Kawhi had a commercial.
Kawhi
man.
had a
Oh
commercial
yeah, with the Cadillac commercial, he had the
Exactly.
crown
Oh,
in the
man.
yeah.
So
Can't get past security.
yeah,
Too
couldn't
much.
get past
Y'all
security.
throwing people under the bus, having commercials and stuff. There's certain things you just don't do, man. You just gotta chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, man. So I think with all of that talk, and some of it's like that, it's not their fault. It's just that's what the media gravitated towards, the stars. So they want to see what you're thinking and stuff. So you have more opportunities to mess up.
So you're gonna say that Kyrie doesn't have some of the blame to do with his?
Oh
portion?
no, he does, because I mean he could just do the interview. He can just say a lot of PC stuff or whatever. But I think all of the whole like shunning the media and then going on Twitter to tweet, which is like people are gonna take stories and they're gonna make stories off of whatever you give them. You can give them absolutely nothing and then make a story. You can give them a very good insight and they'll make a story around it. Like regardless of what your input is, they're gonna make the story because that's what they get paid to do. They're journalists, they're columnists, they make stories, they push narratives. So yeah, I think some of it's is unwarranted, some of it is warranted. Like you kind of bring the light on yourself, but like at the end of the day, you have 4 all-stars over there. One's a former all-star, three current superstars. All of them at least top 10 players in the league. So if y'all can't make it out the first round, y'all get crushed by Boston, y'all get crushed by the Knicks or like another team that isn't even heavily favored to like the Heat. If you get beat up by the Heat, folks gonna be talking about you.
Yeah.
So I feel like they got the most pressure. Yeah, but also like what you said, Philadelphia second runner up. You know what I mean? If they lose, bro, someone may have to be blowing up the team. Someone just blow the whole thing.
Hey,
up.
man.
Ain't no keeping one of the both. Like neither one of them. So.
Oh no, you gotta keep one. You gotta keep one.
Man, it ain't working, Cap.
They ain't working together. Who would you keep if you had to keep one?
We already had this conversation. I'm not doing this again.
You gonna change your mind?
No, I'm
He's
not
not
changing
doing
my
this
mind.
again.
Hold on, who did I pick? No, I said get rid of both of them. I said get rid of both of them.
You were the blow up the team guy.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
But like seeing this season how it went, I would say Embiid.
I mean, Embiid is obviously has more favor, but I mean, it's closer. I'm closer to that than I was before. But you know what? Again, if I can get a lot of assets, just rebuild, get some young guys, keep Tobias Harris, get like a Covington or something like that, and just start rebuilding and get enough assets for both players, I would do that too. I think that's not a bad option.
Man, no.
So I don't know, man.
That's a tough road, man. That's what the Clippers are gonna have to face if they don't make it to the mountaintop for sure.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice in it.
So
Y'all wanna do real quick.
Oh, who y'all got?
Yeah, just real quick. No extras on it. Just not even how many games. Just who y'all think is coming out.
Yeah. I can do that.
Okay.
Let me do
Real
mine
quick.
real quick.
Let me look at it again.
Get those off.
Yeah, I got Memphis coming out. Man, I got Dallas coming out. Man, this is not looking good. I got Portland coming out. I got Lakers, and then Eastern Conference: Philly, New York, Miami. Man, I really want to say Boston, man. Brooklyn. 'Cause I want to see Brooklyn against Miami, so Miami can go ahead and knock them off.
I got all that except for ATL against Knicks. I got ATL coming out.
Okay.
And
I
everything
can go
else,
next.
agree.
I got Utah Jazz coming out. I think the Clippers are gonna come out of that one. I think Denver might figure a way to make it come out on top of Portland. And I'm gonna go with the Suns, man.
Okay.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't want it to see it, but I think it's gonna happen.
You
And on the east side, I think Philly's coming out. I think the Knicks are gonna keep this momentum going. I still think Miami's coming out of this one, but it's gonna be a lot tougher than it was last season. And I'm definitely going with the Nets over Boston. Because I didn't even think Boston was gonna really make it.
Yeah.
So, Reg, I'm with you. I got two exceptions. I think Portland is going to come out of on Denver, and on the East, I think the Bucks are going to edge out Miami.
Okay.
Everything else the same.
So you think Phoenix is gonna beat the Lakers too?
Yeah.
All right.
Chris, who do you say for Utah, Memphis?
Memphis.
Swap that. I got Utah.
I was like, okay, Kev.
I thought you were going straight up on this one. I don't know. You think Memphis is gonna eat them up?
No, this is gonna be a 6-7 games. It's gonna be an edge out one way or the other. So it just depends on how things fall.
You anticipate? Oh, we're not gonna talk. We'll save it for next.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So yeah. All right, man. Anything else, guys? So we can go ahead and sign off.
Hey, let's
Hold on.
watch this game, man.
I do have a very pointed question. Chris Grizzly, are you gonna give us the guarantee?
Ooh.
Guarantee of what? Hold on. What we guarantee?
On the Grizzlies, you gotta give me the guarantee.
Am I giving you the guarantee? Well,
Put it on the record.
Why would y'all say this?
Y'all called it.
Why would
y'all called it?
I'm just asking.
Why would y'all say?
You can decline the guarantee. The guarantee it's a little bit brazen to do a guarantee. I'm just asking if you're willing to do it.
Guess what? Even if you don't get a guarantee, he gonna come back like he did though. I told y'all.
We got to cue this tape. Cue this moment. I told y'all.
See, y'all trying to put me in this trap, man. Look, I'm very heavily confident that the Warriors.
That's
okay.
I mean,
That's
that's a
fair.
lot, though. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, don't let him off with that, man. That's not a
But he said he's
for the
heavily
record, that's not a
confident.
guarantee.
I
That is not a
respect
guarantee for the
Utah.
record.
I respect Utah too much to, I respect them a lot. I think they're a good team.
Yeah.
They actually have all the pieces to be a championship team. It's just,
You and LeBron do have a lot in common, man. It sounds like that. I'm not 100. I'll never be 100% again.
Wow.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Like, follow, subscribe, all that. Listen to us on Spotify now. We out here. Maybe we'll get that merch going soon. We'll see. We got to get the copyrights.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, share the love, man. Share the love. Tell somebody. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to watch us, man.
Yeah, comment. Let us know what's up. What you like, what you don't like. Really help us improve,
Yep. And we're going to continue to keep doing this, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. All that stuff we just said. I'm going to say it again. Rewind it back 10, 20 seconds ago and just play it again in your head, man. So with that said, though, man, we'll leave it here. And we'll catch you on the next episode, man. Until then, peace.
Shout out Memphis. Let's go.
Peace.